Good intentions. Good intentions. Everybody has them. Well, what does that mean with respect to our family and how to raise a fabulous family? Last week, we talked about how to raise a fabulous family, talking about my book, Familish. Talking about my book, Familish. You can get it on Amazon. You can go ahead and get it on Amazon and get it, and make sure that you come to New Life on the 21st of this month so I can sign it. And then you can have a signed copy of it, or you can do this. You can try to win a free one. You can try to win a free one. I'll sign it, send it to you wherever you are. All you have to do is put your email address in the chat area. We gave away two last week. You can be one of the winners this week. All you have to do is put your email address in the chat area. We're going to pull that name on Friday. Happy Monday morning. It's time for morning manna. Got a word for you, and we're still dealing with family-ish. How to raise a fabulous family. There are 5 principles that we've been breaking down. We've done 2. I'm still working on the second one now, and that's about being intentional. You got grace, you got intentionality, you have empowerment, you have intimacy, you have lessons learned, and you have to know that you have to be all intentional about how to raise a fabulous family. So today, this is the last time I'm going to deal with intentionality, and then we'll get into intimacy. Intimacy, one of the 5 principles of raising a fabulous family, on tomorrow. Well, I'm going to give you the text, the talk, and the takeaway. The text, the talk, and the takeaway. Good intentions. This morning is Genesis 27:5. You already know the story. Genesis 27:5, it says, "Now Rebekah was listening when Isaac spoke to his son Esau." You know the story here. Here is Isaac telling his son Esau, "Man, I want something to eat. Son, will you go and hunt some food for me? Cook it, bring it to me, because I love the game that you catch. I love that game that you catch, and you're so good at it. Would you go get that for me? Because I feel like this might be the last time I have a real good meal." Well, Rebecca was eavesdropping and heard it. What did she do? You already know what she does. She then, while Esau's out hunting, she tells Jacob, her favorite, "Come in, son. This is what's happening. You need to go get some sheepskin. Put it on you. I'm going to cook the meal. You're going to present it to your father, because he's getting ready to give the blessing. And I need you to get that blessing. So we got to set this thing up so that you will get the blessing, even though both of you all are my children." Well, 3 things that I need to talk to you about with respect to being intentional, with respect to raising your family. This is not the way to go. The first thing is this: you can't fix bent. You already know the proverbial writer who says, "Raise up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old, they will not depart." Now, I know old school says they'll depart and come back. That ain't what the word says. It says, raise up a child in the way, put way in caps, bold, underline it. Because the word way in Hebrew means bent. In other words, the child already has a particular bent. And Rebecca is jumping in there, trying to jump ahead of how God has already bent them to grow up. God already has a hand. Every one of us have some idiosyncrasies. Every one of us have some uniqueness. Every one of us have some ways that we do things, and personalities that are not duplicated. You know Myers-Briggs, whatever the case may be, whatever survey you've taken of yourself, inventory you've taken of yourself, it told you your particular bent. And parent-wise, you can't change that bent. You can't. Second thing is this: you can't play favorites. Rebecca's playing favorites. She had both of them. You would have thought that she would try to make sure that both of them were successful. But she says, now, Isaac, my husband, is about to give the blessing. Now, the blessing is the verbal word of blessing over them. The birthright is the legal right to then take over the father's affairs. But the blessing is when he speaks a word over your life, a particular thing that he's believing that will happen in your life. That blessing that he says, you're going to do well in life. You're going to be successful in life. And that is so important during biblical times, because when the father speaks it, in particular on his deathbed, then that's the word that comes and becomes life in your life. So he's got to give his blessing. And she says, no. Esau is not going to get that blessing. Jacob is going to get it. She steps in and plays favorite. She's intentionally doing it. That's the point. She's intentionally doing the wrong thing. Here's the third thing that I need you to get. You have to be and have to know that you cannot mess things up with your intentionality. That's what she does. You have to know that I have to intentionally be equal to both. I have to intentionally be. I don't care how many kids. I don't know how my parents pulled it off. They had 11 children. 11. And I'm the youngest of 11. Now, how do you manage not playing favorites with 11 jokers in your house? Well, you have to know all of them individually. When you know all of their children individually and know their bent, then you won't play favorites. You won't play favorites. You will be intentional about recognizing the children that you have and then how to raise them. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: the road to a bad family is paved with good intentions. You already know that. You already know this. Life is paved to good intentions. No, drop the good and be intentional about how you raise your children. Put your email in the chat area. Get a free copy of my book when I pull names this coming Friday. Or you can just join me at church. Buy the book on Amazon.com. It is the most researched book that I've ever written. It took me 5 years plus to write this book. It's ready for you to use to raise a fabulous family using the 5 principles that I talk about. I call it family-ish. Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. Don't keep the manna to yourself. Share the manna. Bye now.